Hello, everybody. My name is Roberta Robbins, and today I felt called to do a chat, a topic. There's so many of them, but I felt called to do a check-in with people, but to talk about some things that are really loud, really messy, and what I've been hearing lately from friends and clients, and there's some top note ones, and I thought I would come on just to chat about hopefully just a few. We'll see how this goes. There's this sense with the days we are living in, the times we're living in, that we have been doing so much work for years, many of us, many of you that definitely work with me, connecting with me, that are part of my life, that follow me through various things. You are typically an individual that has been doing a lot of personal work, a lot of your spiritual soul work in so many different areas of your life, though we all have key highlighted areas that we focus on more. And there's this sense of a rewiring, an unraveling that needs to happen on a few different levels for a few different reasons. So what I'm meaning by that is a few things, but let me start with one that's coming up quite often, just even in the last week. I get a lot of people reaching out to me, whether they're close friends, friends that are in the realm that I'm in the sense of being a entrepreneur, a coach, a mentor, a healer, a teacher, and also clients, present clients, past clients, people I've worked with in various groups. I'm getting a lot of people talking about and reaching out about feeling this disconnect, and it's a disconnect, but also something that's coming up collectively, pushing against them, that's not feeling right, not feeling aligned for themselves. And I think why these individuals are really feeling this disconnect and this energy that's pushing up against them is because the times we are living in. So let me give you an example. What exactly I'm meaning here is I've had a few people just recently reach out in wanting support with groups they're in, communities they're part of, teaching, mentoring, coaching groups they have been a part of, or things they drop into, and they're having a real hard time with this thought that they have to keep themselves always in the positive, always envisioning tunnel vision to exactly what you want. We've heard this for years, hence this is the unwiring part that I'm seeing that needs to happen. You just stay positive, you think positive, you talk positively, you just always focus on what do you want, what do you want, what do you want. Now, there's great wisdom in that, right? There's great truth. It's been part of the self development, spiritual healing for at least 20 years now about this, how to manifest, how to focus, how to create, how to be positive, how to let go of all that negativity. And there's been great wisdom. What's happening though is we're missing the part of being human. We're living in a time where shit's hitting the fan is what I'm hearing. That's a gentle way to say it. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, in our countries, in our provinces, in our states, in our communities, in our friendship circles, in our business circles, in our families. There's a lot. If it feels like we're in a bit of a fight, and I say a bit of a fight, well, we most certainly are. Most of you that will be here listening to this definitely are feeling this. Those of you that don't, you'll probably have either dropped off already, or you're like, what do you mean? Or I'm aware I'm keeping my head in the sand. I can't handle to look out. I actually have people that say that, clients and friends, they're aware that there's a lot of shit going on, and yet they're choosing to keep their heads in the sand. Some of it's for survival. That's all they can do right now. Some of it, they don't have the skills. They don't have the space. They don't know how to space within themselves. That's creating a conflict for people. There's this, so back to these messages and reach outs that I'm getting about this frustration of, you got to just be this one way. And if you're not just focusing, being positive where you want to go, if you are experiencing worries, fear, dread, anxiety, anger to what's going on, your nervous system's working overtime, your soul fatigued. If you any of those real human things, then you are not doing your work, that you're not doing it right. You need to go apparently do some more work, possibly with people that are preaching this to you. Come and do more work with them. I can tell you there's a group out there of people, which is, we're seeing this too, that this is all part of their business, to be positive, think, create, focus. Yet behind the scenes, let me tell you, a lot of them are not actually in integrity or in alignment soulfully themselves with it. And then there's that rattle that people are feeling. They're like, I'm following this, I'm doing my best. Something doesn't feel right with whoever I'm following, whoever I'm working with, whatever I'm doing whatever training, whatever support I'm trying to get, or within their community, whether it's something you're not paying for at all, but in community groups, various things, and there's something rattling up against you. And there's a lot of rattling up, and a lot of people trying to find new ways how to navigate these times soulfully, spiritually, humanly, all of it. And yet are coming against, when they're trying to seek support, this very rigid old way of having to navigate. And if you're not doing it, you're less than, you're not spiritual enough, you're not good enough, you're not doing your work, you're just creating a shit reality if you have any other emotions. And that's not the thing. Like, that's not reality. We have, like I said, most of you, if you're here following me and listening to this, you've done a lot of work. Your toolbox is freaking full, overflowing. The path you have walked, the life you have walked so far has taught so much things to you. You are carrying it with wisdom within you. So my question is, why are you choosing to keep going into communities, teachings, coaches, programs, friendships, various things that your soul knows, you know, are not alignment. Why? This isn't a judgment club. This is a question to ask oneself. I step in, ask myself all these kind of questions when I feel these things banging up. It's like, you got to do the check-in. You're the one that has the power. You're the one that has that responsibility to take for yourself. Nobody freaking else does. To go in with what feels right for you. What tools do you have? What do you know? Would you tell somebody it's not okay to feel upset, feel scared in these times, to be worried, to feel isolated, to feel segregated, to all the things that are coming up, the hurt, the pain, the constant energy that it is needing right now, extra energy, but extra energy in different ways. This is our opportunity to navigate these things in different ways. So would you tell somebody if they came to you with these things? Well, then you're not done your work. You need to go do something else, and you're less than if you don't understand something. You're not doing a certain way. You're not being all love and light all the time. Would you actually say that to someone? And that's like part of a tool in itself right now. Is if you're feeling things coming up against you, ask yourself, how would you give advice to someone that was coming with the same things you're feeling? Because most likely you're going to be gentle, you're going to be kind, you're going to be compassionate. You're going to be able to hold a safe container, a space. But we got to remember, we got to hold it for ourselves. So we are in time that we have to understand how to master our gifts, our wisdom, because there is a mastery within holding our wisdom. Just because we have wisdom doesn't mean we master it well. I think that's sometimes what people think. We have to learn how to master ourselves, take the responsibility, check in, see what our integral alignment and that soulful alignment and truth is. Check in and have conversations with yourself. Don't go seeking out all the time people outside yourself. It's not to say that people don't have wonderful wisdom and gifts and teachings and tools and all that, because they do. There is lots of it. You do. We all do. But people seem to be panicking at times and searching for all these things outside themselves, and they're overloaded by stuff these days. Overloaded by programs, overloaded by free things, overloaded by books and various, like there's just so much. Especially that we've moved these almost 2 years now into more and more online because we didn't have a choice. This is where we need to move. Now there's even more. There was more before, there was tons, because that was a niche in the area that was expanding so much, right? With programs, coaching, online, circle, everything. And it just like has ramped up. So there's just so much. But what I'm seeing is people are feeling overwhelmed. There's too much. I can't catch up. I have all these programs I'm doing, or all these things I signed up for. And there's all these tools, and panicking, and I can't get through all my calls and replays. What do you really need? Have you taken time to integrate, to assimilate everything that you've been taking in? Everything you've taken not only in with programs and courses and that, but media stuff you're reading these days. I mean, there's so many things out there we're holding space for in different ways, as we're trying to navigate what's outside our door. We're trying to navigate what's going on inside us, our own emotions, our own feelings, the freaking everything that's happening. I know some, like I said, most likely those of you that don't know what the hell I'm talking right now about, bless you. Because there's a lot going on, but that might be your way of like just staying in a bubble. I hear people say that, I'm just staying in my bubble. I can't come out. I need to stay in my bubble. Most certainly that's a tool, a survival tool. And we all need to understand that sometimes we need to be in our bubbles. Sometimes we need to rest. We need to recharge. We need to quiet the world and things around us, so we can hear ourselves. But then there's individuals that just want to ignore, head in sand. And that's where they are. That's what they're navigating. I know that's really hard for some of you to look at, because I find it quite hard at times to look at that with people, especially our closest people to us. People that we know they know and they see, but they are choosing something else for themselves. We know that they are choosing more comfort. They want their freedom, yet they don't see how their freedom is actually being taken at the same time by trying to do something to go to other freedom. They want comfort, but don't realize or don't want to see the part. They want immediate gratification, comfort, and don't see that the long term of it, it's going to get really fucking hard for them. We see all that. And yet, those of us who are on this soulful spiritual path, and we have been for a very long time, and we see a lot of things, which makes it challenging. We feel a lot of things. We also want to be in the space of having love and compassion for everybody on their path. And that we got to come home to ourselves. And that's where the work is. But the work is banging up for some people. So, mastery. We have to learn how to master the gifts, the tools. We have to respect it, honor ourselves and our journey. If you're one of those people that have been reaching out to me, I've already had some one-on-one calls and chats with you guys. It's okay to pause. It's okay to rest. We can't fight all the time. We can't be taking in information all the time. There is a lot of new ways that we are being presented with and how to navigate various things. But one of the biggest things is you. Where are you? What is important to you? What is the truth within you? How does it align with truth that's outside of you that resonates as truth? What's truth and truthful? I did a post about that probably a few 2-3 months ago, the difference between that. How do you now use tools that you have? What ones are most important right now? What ones are being asked to be used in a different, higher vibrational way or a new structure way? We're being asked how to do new structures and many things, like our relationships, our friendships, our community, our way of living. Most likely soon to be, how do we bank? How do we support with possibly housing for some people, food, communities of sharing tools and experiences that we say experiences, expertise. We have traits and skills, and how do we come and be in harmony? How do we seek a new way of being? How do we create new communities? How do we create communities where there's going to be a different variety of people? Because I think we've spent quite a few years seeking tribes of people like us, because we have felt like we've been alone and we want people to understand us. We still want that. Who am I kidding? We still want that. But we spent years, and that's how we are choosing sometimes to pay to be in groups and circles and that, because we want to be with others. But now we're being asked to do this in different ways. And we have to learn how to be in community in different ways in this world with people that don't necessarily think or have the same beliefs and the patterns that we do. How to become in harmony, to have so much love and compassion for each other and our differences, and still be together for a greater cause, for a healthy way to live together. We are already being put to the test of how to do that with this world, with a lot of divisions. And you guys, I'm sure, know what I mean by that. We have a division and we have one side and the other side. The reality is there's so many layers through those sides, and there's also so much within the middle. It's not just black or white. How do we work through these so-called sides that we so-called have right now and that we're being pushed into them? How do we work to keep a open space, open heart for each other with so much love and compassion? We've been hearing this for years about self-love and compassion and unconditional love. Well, guess what? Time's up. we're here. This next decade that we're in is all going to be about this. There's a lot of things breaking down, new structures, new society. 2022 is not going to be an easy year. I'm sorry you don't want to hear that. I don't want to freaking hear that. But it's going to be different than the other ones. 2020 was different. 2021 was different. 2022 is going to be different. And there's going to be a lot more challenging things. So how do we navigate this? What do we want to create? And here, yes, what do we want to focus on? Take the time to focus on what you want. Feel it through your body. This is the tools we've learned how to manifest, how to create. Know that we are creators. We can freaking do this. We've been preparing forever and a day for this. It's just that we are now here with no safety nets, no mama bears of like, here, I'm going to just put you in the beautiful little container and see how you do it. No, you have, it's time to graduate. It's time for us all to be human, to feel all the feels. And some days you're not fucking perfect and you're not meant to be. Some days you're a mess. Some days you got to close your door, close the phone off, run to the hills, go to nature. All those things. And then in the other moments, you know how to recharge and come back in and reset. What do you want? What's aligned? What's healthy? What's whole? What will you bring in? What information? What new tools? What new people? What kind of conversations can you hold? What is the energy? How do you navigate all your energy to be full within that? Being wise, knowing when you need to step away from some things, recharge, regroup into yourself, into your power, and then come back in. How to learn how to navigate your energy in those times so you can last more longer. All of it is being like, okay, guys, it's time to fly. Right? It's time to stop seeking things outside yourself. I mean that in the sense that I'm watching so many people wondering why they're having hard times with programs and people and coaches and communities and certain groups they've been in. And the bank was like, because you're supposed to hold this energy yourself. You're your own guru. If you're constantly seeking someone else and quoting all their stuff and not bringing in for yourself, you're missing the freaking point. And if you're in certain containers, that's what they want, then reassess that. Is that what you want? Is that what you need? Or are you going to own what you have in your power and your tools and your medicine, your skills, your abilities? I know everybody has the same language here that I use, but what do you have in you? Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are your skills? How are you holding that space within your family? Are you a sister? Are you a brother? How are you holding that within your family structures and support? Are you a friend? Well, we're all freaking friends. How are you holding your friendships? What are the ones that are really good and close and dear and near to you? How are you navigating those? What do those look like? What do your business partnerships look like? Your collaborations, your co-creations? How are you managing, navigating, holding all these spaces? How do you hold space within your community? All of it. It's like, it's time to understand that it's enough school. We got some other things to learn. And it's learning how we navigate it all now. We have it in us. And so school for that. School for you to graduate, spread those wings. You're going to fumble. You're going to need support. You're going to navigate new lands, new obstacles. What are the people you want around you? What do you want your life to look like? Yes, manifest it, see it, focus, but be gentle, loving, and caring with yourself when you're navigating all the other hard times. You're not less than. Don't let anybody freaking gaslight you or manipulate you. You're wise enough. And if you find yourself still staying in containers and that's happening, you feel it being in your system, it's like teeing a being. And you're giving away your power. And you have to take responsibility for the choices that you're making. It's on you. Step into your power. Step into who you are. Step into your wisdom. Stop making excuses. Don't be half-assed. That's what I'm also watching people half-ass. They think they're not in something, but they still got a foot over in it. Like, be honest. Be honest with yourself. And I would say this, be honest with those that are having a struggling right now about choices and decisions about what's going on in this world and what you're choosing. Be honest with yourself. Get yourself into soul alignment. Get yourself into your soul integrity. Get yourself surrounded by people that walk and empower it themselves, embody it, and that can support you to hold that, because it's not easy. There's trying times all the time. But there's also really good times, and the more we surround with the right vibrational things we want in people and community, it will get easier. Right now, we're deconstructing. Is that even a word? I don't know. We're breaking it all down. We're unwinding. We're untethering from certain things in so many ways. It's a great reset. And there's great possibilities. And we need everybody to step into the realization of that, into the power and the truth that really aligns that they believe that we can create something even better. And it does mean love and compassion and holding different space. It means discomfort to find new comfort. Discomfort always pushes us to grow. If you're always in comfort, you're not growing. We know these, we've heard these things, we know this shit, right? We know it. So there was a lot of topics, a lot of things I just weaved all in that conversation. If you're struggling with mental health, feeling isolated, feeling as though your systems, your body is not feeling right for various reasons, that could be from choices that were made, for your body and something feels off, if your body's just feeling off because the collective energetics, because of your home container, because of family and friends and different things, if your soul fatigued, these are all very natural things right now. Natural, well, it's natural because, well, we're human. Ask for support, ask people, talk to people, ask your guides, ask whatever that you reach out to, soulfully, spiritually, if you need support. I'm here, and I'm sure if you're still here listening to me, that you do have lots of people in those communities and places that you've been traveling in, seeking those tribes and those communities that see you and get you and that are light-minded. There's probably at least one person that you know that you can reach out to. It may not be everybody in those containers, and that's okay. But there's at least one, if not a few. So reach out and reach deep into yourself, into your soul self, because you have a well of so much gifts and so much love and so much understanding beyond this time place that we're in. You can call it from other time spaces and places that you have been. You wouldn't be here. I honestly wouldn't be here in this time if you weren't equipped. So I hope this conversation has been helpful. I have been for quite a few months. Know that I'm probably going to be opening up some kind of container to help us, support us. I am trying to hear and understand what that is for myself, among nurturing, looking after myself too, just like you guys are doing. And we have new ways they're wanting us to be together and to connect and work together. And it's a little hard at times to hear it through all the noise. So if anybody wants to talk about new ways, new things that are percolating and what is needed, I have a feeling that you're getting senses of parts of what that might look like or feel like. It's something new that's being created because we're in new times. Reach out, we'll have a conversation, see if we can co-collaborate and create together too, or support and encourage each other and whatever that might look like. So anyhow, thanks for, if you're still here, thanks for being here. And we truly do got this, even though I know it's trying at times, but we got this.